UFO Bros.
Hey everyone, it's Giorgio Tsoukalos from Ancient Aliens, and you're experiencing UFO Bros TV.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Emmett.
I'm Joe.
And we are the UFO Bros. And we're coming at you live from the facility, ladies and gentlemen.
From the facility?
Yes. We're in the facility, and it looks as though our camera has been disconnected. What's going on, Joe? Whoa, we see your screen. There we are. Hey, what's up? What happened?
I don't know. It turned off.
Why does your shit not work? Hi. And by the way, those of you listening live on Spreaker, welcome back.
Damn fucking
This show's already a disaster, and it's not supposed to be.
bugles.
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. We got a fun show planned, though.
Fuck you, ass.
We
Hi,
have
guys.
a interview that we actually had with the film creator, Brad Abrams, and
It's fine. Continue.
he created a film recently called Love and Saucers, and it's a really interesting story. We're going to get into that here in just a minute. But where are you going now? What are you doing? We're live. You can't do...
Your asshole not in the film.
This is so embarrassing.
It's not embarrassing.
I know. It's funny. It's real
Look
funny.
at you all the way to scoot your pooch, you dumb douche.
There. Is that better?
Sure.
We already did all this. Why are we having to move it again? What happened?
Your face.
Stupid.
You're stupid.
So we're going to talk about a little trip we're going to go on, but we can't tell you exactly where we're going to go. Joe and I are going down south, California,
South.
California, Southern California, for an investigation. And
Just found out.
we just found out it's going to be near San Diego. So if we have any listeners or any friends or any followers that are in San Diego, please hit us up.
Maybe we might set up an early meet and greet somewhere.
That would be fun. If you want to, you can always message us on Instagram at UFO Bros TV.
We can all play in the McDonald's playground.
You just want to play in some balls.
Speaking of balls, we got a lovely fruit platter here.
Of course, we're staying healthy.
No more donuts.
No more donuts. But, wow, we've been researching all kinds of weird stuff. So many different stories.
News is kind of on the UFO front.
Yeah, I think we're all waiting for the, more info from the To the Stars Academy of Arts and Science. We're all waiting.
I wonder if they're like, shit, what the fuck what are we gonna do?
Well, I bet
What are we
you...
gonna tell them? I got shit. I can't tell the long dong is bong bong. It ain't gonna happen. Or am ding dong.
Sorry if you guys are trying to listen. We know it's a mess. We know. No, I'm just kidding. But, yeah, we're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. All that good stuff. You can message us so we can meet up. That'd be fun. Don't you think? Yes. We already talked about that, but that's okay. You're confusing me, especially with this camera thing. Jeez.
It's fine. Relax. Let's continue.
All right. So did you hear? There actually is a really interesting news article. I wish I could pull it up, but some cows actually along a fence line just recently all died, and they're all facing the same way along this fence line. Yeah, it's really weird. It's really weird. I'll see if I can...
Is there any in outies?
What?
Is there any in outies?
What does that mean?
Like as far as like bullets or anything that's penetrated?
No, apparently there is no...
They just fell over and Duncan died.
Yeah, you know what I'm going to do? Because we got this really cool new thing now that we can show you our desktop. We've been trying to figure out how this whole thing works, but I'll just show you guys here. Take a look. Here's our desktop right over here somewhere. I just have to find it. It's right here. Boom. Check this out, guys. Row of cows in Australia killed by lightning strike. That's what it was. It was a lightning strike.
Ooh, they exploded in. Do you imagine where they'd have to be for all of them to get penetrated through the lightning bolts?
To get penetrated by the lightning bolts?
Yeah, to go all through all of them.
Well,
They
do you
must
think...
have all been standing in water, all touching the fence. Because look at them.
But why are they
Imagine
all
those
right
things
on the
pop.
fence like that?
That's usually how they go. They keep going in the middle of the night or during the day till they stop. Have you seen cows? They always hug fence lines, you dick.
I never thought about. Well, I mean, I don't see cows often. How often do you see cows?
Right down the goddamn road.
Watch your language. There are
watching.
Christians.
How many?
I don't know. But check this. This article is crazy.
I'm pretty sure whoever likes aliens is not a Christian.
You think so?
No, the whole Scientology thing.
I don't know. By the way, if you're not, follow us. YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. Click the bell. All that good stuff. We like subscribers. Here you go, Joe. You can play the subscribe button now. Yeah.
So my
at UFO Bros TV. We're just going to see if anybody's live in the chat room. It's been a while. We've got 2 people watching. Hello, 2 people. And we've got many more on Spreaker. See?
Yeah, look, we got 0.
No, look. Not 0.
-0.
Yeah. You're so stupid.
Hey.
I think we just need to get to
Anyways,
this
very
interview.
interesting story. Very interesting how...
Film. It's crazy.
It's actually a film, yes. This young fella or mid fella or old fella, I don't know what kind of fella it is, just a fella who put this together. It's very interesting. You guys gotta check it out. It's kind of a weird story, but it could be possibly legit.
Well, guess what?
So Emmett
It's interesting you say that. I have the trailer right here. You want to see it?
Oh, snap. Let's do it.
Take a listen. Here we go. We're going to show you.
Why did these beings choose me? There is an orange yellowish light comes on. David is looking at the light and doesn't hurt his eyes. He is aware of the beings. They are standing over him. They are touching his body. My name is David Huggins. I'm 72 years old, and I live in Hoboken, New Jersey. I was living a perfectly normal life until I started remembering things. It was just like image upon image upon image. It wouldn't stop. I was so scared. The eyes were just glowing straight toward me, and we floated up to some type of craft. I said, "You hurt me, you hurt me." No, 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 no. This is the woman I never told anyone about. When I was 17, I lost my virginity to a female extraterrestrial. That's all I can say about it. Virginity lost.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's the trailer for Love and Saucers by Brad Abrams.
Nothing pretty big saucers she had.
Now, we had the pleasure to interview Brad, and he's a very well-spoken guy, unlike us, and he has some interesting stuff to say about this amazing story, which, by the way, in itself, just finding the story on its own is like a marvel. I don't know how he found this guy. He just picked him out of the middle of nowhere. But you'll see. We're going to show you the interview now. But hang tight. This was not a video interview. This was an audio interview only. But the cool thing is, because we have this new software, we're going to show you the webpage and some of the pictures he's talking about as we go through the interview. And for those of you that are currently on Spreaker or you're listening through our podcast, please check us out on YouTube Live so you can see some of this stuff here. But we're going to go right into it here. So check this out, guys. This is our interview with Brad Abrams, creator of Love and Saucers.
I got a pop in my nose.
You got a what? Yeah, that's pretty gross.
Hi, and welcome to Emmett and Joe.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here with you guys. I think you're doing a great, unique spin, and filling a niche that's important by bringing some humor, but also being respectful about all the going-ons in the UFO world.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So Love and Saucers. It's about a fairly normal 75-year-old man who lives in Hoboken, New Jersey, who works at a deli, and he paints and loves sci-fi movies, and also claims that he lost his virginity to an extraterrestrial woman. And that's one of over 100 encounters that he's had, and they are the subjects of his paintings, of which he has probably 80 plus of. And this film tells his story.
Wow. And just so you guys know, you have to check out the trailer. We'll make sure we show it on the show, but there's some amazing paintings and some amazing imagery of him out in the middle of a forest losing his virginity to an alien woman.
That's how he tells it, yeah.
Now, let me ask you, Brad, how did you get involved in this? How did you hear about this? What drove you to want to actually create this movie?
Well, I've been, as long as I can remember, a lifelong, I guess, seeker of the unexplained and the unknown and the esoteric. And I had just several years ago, I had a long cross-country trip ahead of me. So I loaded up my iPod with various just random podcasts, but mostly on just weird paranormal stuff. And one of them was an interview with abduction researcher, and they were listing cases. And one that they threw out there that was too ridiculous for them to even talk about on the show was this man in Hoboken who supposedly fathered hundreds of space babies across the galaxy. And obviously that was obviously the one that stuck with me, because if on a show of supposedly already out there unbelievable stories, this was one that was too out there. So I thought, does this guy actually exist? Is he just a completely crazy guy, or is there something more to this story? And that was before I even knew he was a painter or saw the paintings. And he had no internet presence, which is unique these days, and I had to track him down through a neighbor of his. And she actually made a book of his paintings, and I saw them for the first time and was just immediately struck by how cinematic they are. Each one is a scene from a movie. So as a filmmaker, that's really attractive. And she gave me his phone number. I called him, and the very first thing he said to me was, "Well, Brad, I don't know much, but what I do know for sure is at 17, I lost my virginity to an extraterrestrial woman." And that sort of cemented in my mind that I wanted to do something with him. Exactly.
There's something wrong with you, man.
That is such a crazy story. I mean, it's like a gray alien head, but a
female body. Yeah.
But it says go vagina.
Did you call it a vagina?
Yeah, it's probably
China. Anyway, so let me ask you this: when you were hearing this story direct from his mouth, tell me what that felt like in that moment. Sometimes when you're speaking to somebody, you can kind of feel or read that maybe they're making it up, or maybe they really believe it. What is your take on what he believes, really? And how did that feel in that conversation? Did it feel fake? Did it feel like this is a hoax? Or did it feel like, this really might have happened?
Well, from the start, I mean, as soon as you, even over the phone, start chatting with him, he sounds like just a completely normal and down-to-earth guy. And he's from, rural Georgia in the 50s, and he has those mannerisms still. So very matter-of-fact about the most, out there stuff that you've ever heard. So that's one thing. And then another is that he was not promoting himself at all. He wasn't on the internet, and he was barely telling anyone about this. The paintings were gathering dust in his studio. So, that's another sort of checkbox that I knew he wasn't seeking attention for the wrong reasons. And then each person that I would then introduce him to would have the same experience. It's like, well, I thought that he was just going to be like a lunatic, but almost as soon as you meet him and chat with him, maybe not, and he actually just seems like a normal, nice guy. So that's the reason why I went through with making the film, because I have no interest in, supporting a charlatan,
right?
Or someone who's pathologically insane. So I actually believe him as far as that I think he's telling the truth and being completely honest about what he experienced himself. But I don't know or don't think that it exactly is like objective reality in which it all happened in. But then, you know, who's the expert on what is objective reality,
right,
as well. So, you know, if it was 100% real to him, you know, how are we, you know, in the right or moral high ground to say that that's crazy. So yeah, so I believe
intriguing.
him. Yeah.
And, you know, I think Joe and I, because we're always researching and trying to find the weirdest sort of happenings, we're doing that now. We're planning a trip, and we're doing some digging. And I know that right, yeah. So for us as, you know, ufologists or researchers, we always are trying to figure out where do we put our, I guess you could say, our focus, our energy. And so I just want to ask that so people understand that while the concept is a little bit silly, there's some real things that have to be looked at in this case. And I think that's important for our listeners, maybe people who don't, you know, necessarily go out and spend their money talking to somebody about UFOs. But that's a really very, very curious tale. Now, I wanted to ask you, and I know Joe has a question too. In your time of your conversing with this gentleman, was there anything that stuck out to you the most?
Like in terms of
stories, of the totality
or...
of the story. Yeah, like, is this one story or is this a multiple occurrences? Like you said, he claims to have had multiple.
It's so many. Like, it was basically from 8 years old onwards, probably up until a decade ago. And when he was a child, they would happen like broad daylight while he was outside, very frequently.
Oh wait,
and as
they weren't having sex with him.
Not at 8.
Okay. I was like, whoa, they're not good people.
No, I think very considerately they waited till he was 17, which is, you know,
interesting
thoughtful.
age.
Right. So they waited for sexual maturity and still visited him often in the day. As an adult, it was more at night. But so it wasn't really one thing that stuck with me. It was the consistency of his stories over so many encounters. So I've independently like chatted with David, like, you know, in the double digits of times, and every single time, every single detail is exactly the same for every encounter. And so that's like, you know, 70 something encounters or more that he's told me. Jeez. And nothing ever changes. And he's, you know, in his mid 70s, and even the way he tells it is the same. So that stuck with me. And he's very clear when he's not sure about something too. He doesn't fill in the gaps. He doesn't make something up and then tell me something different later. So, and then the other thing that stuck with me was that his favorite actress is Whoopi Goldberg. And
it's very specific.
Was it a house full of alien titties and Whoopi Goldberg?
No, it's he has this amazing, like, when I first walked into his room, his bedroom is every single wall is covered with VHS cassettes, and there's thousands, like 2,000 VHS tapes he has, and they're all sci-fi and horror. And then Jumpin' Jack Flash, the 80s Whoopi Goldberg movie, is sitting there prominently. I think he has a couple copies of it. And I asked him about that, and he said, "Oh, she's my favorite actor."
Huh.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Whoopi Goldberg and all. You know. So, okay, now, did they, and I'm sure there'll be more of this in the film. By the way, let's talk about, is it available now or was it coming out? Give us the scoop on that.
So it is available on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, Vimeo, Fandango, Vudu, all of the main ones. And then, so that's as like a rental or purchase basis. And then soon, in like a couple of weeks, it's going to be on Hulu for anyone who subscribes to Hulu. And it's on DVD as well. So it's you can get it pretty much anywhere except Netflix.
That's great. So pretty much anywhere your tablet or device connects, you guys have to check out this movie. Now, how's the reception been about this story for you? And, you know, in your kind of doing the, I guess, interview circuit with those of us who are crazy enough to address this topic. How has the reception been on this film?
Overall, it's been great. I think from different communities. So I didn't know how the UFO community would view it, like, because it's not about like evidence, as an example, and it's not about like proving anything. It's about this one guy and his really strange story. But it was really well accepted by the UFO community. I think because he's portrayed in such a like non-judgmental way. And then the outside world, outside of the UFO community, seems to like it too. Like, I think overall it's like an 80+% like on Rotten Tomatoes and other sites.
That's great, man.
Yeah, it's been doing well. There's been a few like negative reviews, and those are more from people who just like cannot fathom the idea of like why you would give any time to someone who's obviously crazy.
It's funny. That's okay. We know all about negative reviews.
Yeah.
We get quite a few comments on how dumb we are.
It's all right.
It's all right, but you know what? It's working, and we're able to bring this kind of story out to everybody. And one thing that's so fantastic is
Fits our style.
It's our style, but you're not trying to take on the proof. That's such a broad issue. It's so difficult. You're so focused on the story, and I think that's what's really special and important about this film. And so we do recommend that you guys check it out. And we're going to probably go ahead and end the interview here, because I think people need to get to these websites, get to the App Store, and actually watch this.
Watch this big mamma jamma.
It's a mamma jamma.
Yeah, and if you do like the paintings, we're selling prints of his work, and he gets a good percentage of that on our website, lovethesaucers.com.
I want a big alien titty in my
hey,
room.
you want alien titties in your? I don't want alien titties in my room.
No, I'll take the alien titties.
Yeah. How big do those prints come if I want to get Joe some alien titties?
They are. Let me quickly get you the dimensions.
Like, are they poster size? Like,
Yeah, they're around 32 inches. Yeah.
Standard poster. Okay. Yeah.
Size. And what is that like? Can you give us like a price range? What are people gonna should think about spending on this? Awesome.
Well, we're doing a sale right now. And so these are limited edition, like archival quality. Once they sell out, they sell out. So we're selling them right now on sale. It's $60 per each one.
But that's awesome, because then he's also getting,
and you get an official print, like not just a cheap poster, a nice print.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yes.
Worth it.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Brad Abrahams on the UFO Bros Show, filmmaker and investigative. Yes. Investigator who, by the way, I just want to say before we go, I cannot believe that you dug and you literally pulled this older gentleman out of the middle of nowhere with this incredible story. So kudos to you, man. We're loving it.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right.
Keep up so much, guys. The good work.
Yes, please let us know when you have anything else. We'll be there.
Of course.
All right. Well, there you have it. Our interview with Brad Abrahams, investigative filmmaker. We're gonna leave you all alone. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're having some technical difficulties that's happened in the middle of the show. We're always having that problem, it looks like. So if you want to help us out, patreon.com/UFObros.com. Become a patron, $5 a month. And Joe and I are going to be posting some awesome behind-the-scenes footage and photos on our next trip coming up here in just a few weeks. So thank you, guys. I'm Emmett.
No.
And we are the UFO Bros. See you guys next time. We leave you with this fun little thing here.